Come along with me, but I feed my family on a Sunday after church. A fast, quick, and easy meal. We're going to have us some little Salisbury steaks. That's what we're going to have on today. Right now, I'm just going to fry up some onions real quick. Saute some onions. This here's some red ones. I put my seasoning in already. I'm going to drop my hamburger down in here. I got some pre-cut hamburgers. Or pre-made up, I should say. Turn this up a little bit. Fix it how you want to fix it. You want mashed potatoes or rice?
Okay, y'all, as y'all can see, I am sauteing onions over top of these hamburger patties, which I call Salisbury steaks. Yes, honey, look, this is the lazy way of making Salisbury steaks. When you really don't feel like cooking, but you're hungry, and you need to feed your family, this is what you do. Go to the grocery store and get that package of hamburger meat that's already pre-made with these hamburger patties. Do it that way. Here, as you can tell, I got me a pot. I've already cleaned and peeled and cut my white potatoes because Mr. T stated he preferred to have mashed potatoes instead of rice. Alright, so that's what we did. That pot was hot too, y'all. I had to go get me a napkin up to hold that handle. I keep forgetting, I don't know what I think I am, trying to hold that handle bare-handed. That thing be hot, because that's metal. As you can see, I am removing these red onions that I've sauteed. I'm removing them out the way. Why? Why am I removing these out the way, y'all? Because I need to put down some more hamburger patties. Real quick. So I'm just going to remove these onions out the way. And the red onions aren't that strong as white onions, in my opinion. In my opinion, they're not as strong. The flavor is different. And here, as you can tell, I am now adding another hamburger patty. Now I have 5 in this pot. Alrighty. Here I'm going to open up a can of corn. I'm going to add it to my pot shortly. I have regular corn, and then I have some fire roasted corn that I'm going to add. I'm going to fry up some corn shortly. Here, as you can tell, I've added a stick of butter. It was a little small piece and one little block, because that's how they came, in the little small blocks of butter. So I just added that butter to that pot. I already had the pot on, so as you can tell, that butter is melting. And in my other pot, I am removing some hamburger meat, is what I'm doing right there. Okay, y'all, I'm going to add the remaining hamburger patties and get them cooked up. I had a package of 8. Here I added some onions over to that pot with the butter in it, because this is where I'm going to add my corn in a few. Let's get them burgers right, y'all. We got to get them patties evenly distributed in that pot. Now you can cook them in a frying pan or a pot. I just did mine in a pot because I was being lazy and didn't want to keep washing a bunch of dishes. And as you can tell, I added some corn over there. Here's my second can. That's the fire roasted can that I just added. As you can tell, it's got the little diced tomatoes and stuff in it. Here I'm adding a spoonful of sugar. That's a teaspoon. A teaspoon of sugar. On that back burn, you can tell I got them potatoes boiling. They boil. You know, potatoes don't take long to come to a boil, depending on how you cook them. I mean, how big you cut your slices of your potatoes up. They don't take long. We're going to flip these hamburger patties on over, because that's what we got to do. They're going to be thoroughly cooked on both sides. If they're not thoroughly cooked, they'll finish cooking once you get your gravy going. We're just going to flip these burgers and get them out the way real shortly. Okay, here I'm adding some black pepper. Here I'm going to add some seasoning. I believe it's Goya adobo seasoning. I got to cut back on the salt, y'all. I always tell you I got to cut back on the salt, so no salt. So you can flavor your food with seasonings without salt. Here I've added some flour to that grease that I removed the burgers in. And you want to cook that flour down because you don't want it to taste nasty. Okay? And the flour would taste raw. So you have to cook it down, and you have to stir it, because now we're making a gravy is what we're doing. We're making a gravy. Here I am mashing those potatoes. And I didn't have any regular white milk, so I had to use coconut milk in the potatoes. And surprisingly, Mr. T was like, those potatoes were good, thank you. I didn't tell him what kind of milk I used. All I said was thank you, and kept it moving. He ain't got to know everything. He ain't got to know all the secrets. Anyway, here I'm about to add some browning sauce to my gravy mixture that I started. I added the browning sauce all because I had just but a little bit, so it just gives it color, make it a little darker is what it does. And there's the browning sauce. It wasn't much, but it was enough to serve its purpose for those hamburger patties, which I call Salisbury steaks. Yeah, So we still just want to, cook that flour. We're going to be adding the hamburger patties over here into this pot. All 8 of them. And if you did not thoroughly cook them, they will finish cooking this way. So I added the rest of the onions and everything. All that juice. Because we need all the flavor. We need all the flavor. Now you cover it. And you cover it and turn it down to like a low to a medium heat, depending on what you have. I have an electric stove. So, gas, it'll be a little different. And my dinner is done. As you can tell, I'm removing the top because it's time to eat. Let's eat. I got my little paper plate. Like I said, I was being lazy, y'all. I didn't want to be washing dishes, a whole bunch of dishes. So that's why you see the amount of dishes that you see, just 3 pots. I just scooped me some mashed potatoes up there. I'm going to cover them back up. I'm going to grab me another clean spoon for this corn. Now, I love me some fried corn, y'all. With some onions. Oh, my. Oh, my. It's a good time. Yeah, it's a good time. Now, I'm going to get my hamburger patties. Yes, honey. Let's get this. Come on. Let's get this meat on this plate. Yeah. We need it all. Watch out for the big girl. This the big girl's plate. My plate. I had to get me a spoon, y'all, so I can get me some of that gravy. I need the juices. Yes. I love me some gravy. You ain't supposed to have it, but anyway. Whole lot we ain't supposed to have, but I have it. Yep, I'm going to put some gravy on my potatoes. Why? Because it just tastes better that way. That's why. And I'm going to kick back my feet on this couch and sit back and enjoy my meal. That's my plate, y'all. Till the next time, deuces. Bye.